everyone. In light of yesterday's video, I now want to show you something just as bad, if not worse. So, the federal government allows biotechnology companies free rein in the food system, removes safety checks on corporate science, and denies transparency to farmers and food companies. So the Minister of Agriculture and Agri-Food has approved changes to the Canadian Food Inspections Agency, CFIA, regulatory guidance that, along with similar changes permitted by the Minister of Health in May of 2022, allow product developers to assess the safety of their own genetically modified or GM or genetically engineered seeds and foods without government oversight. This is a shocking abdication of responsibility by our regulators. The government has fully turned GM food safety over to the companies using confidential, privately owned scientists. Canadians should be aware that the government will no longer be assessing the safety of many new genetically modified foods and seeds. This decision asks Canadian farmers and consumers to trust on-scene corporate science. We, the independent science, not corporate self-regulation. So these genetically modified organisms, GMOs, in the food and in the seeds will no longer go through any government approval process at Health Canada or the CFIA, but can be released onto the market by companies without any safety data submitted to the government. These GMOs can be released without notifying the government or public. The result will be unknown GM foods and seeds on the market that have not been subject to any independent safety assessment. Now, if we further go on, the following regulation around the world is taken from the EU Animal Feed Imports and GMO Policy, 2008, by Coordination Parisienne European, Friends of the Earth Europe, and Greenpeace. And in the United States, when a company wants to commercialize a GMO in the U.S., a safety assessment is only required if the company presents evidence that it's needed. Unsurprisingly, no company has chosen to do this up until now. GMO commercialization in the U.S. therefore occurs under a total absence of health and safety procedures and is complete in an average of 15 months. So they're actually following the same laws as Canada or likewise Canada and the States. And so the farmers are really kicking off about this because they're getting gene-edited seeds and they have no idea what's in them, what they'll do, and they're quite angry. But I just want to read you a quick headline right here. Why humans should embrace our role as meddlers of nature so that we can do it better. What does that sound like to you? Because to me, that sounds like playing God. That sounds like Satan. So with that said, again, if we go back to yesterday's video with Israel's new meat, printed digital meat, there's no regulations in our market to say that they can't sell that to us. And again, as I stated, with these living organisms, they don't die. Just like graphene, when you cook them, they're still alive. And though we are covered by the blood of Christ, what's going to happen to the unbelievers? What's going to happen to the marked? We don't know. Is it going to continue to keep growing in these people? Again, as stated, no weapon formed against us will prosper. And it will not prosper within the believers, but with the unbelievers, will they be some form of new cannibal? Is this leading up to their homoborg Genesis food that they are going to require? I don't know yet, but only time will tell what these people are going to turn into. We pray over our food, and that's very, very important to pray over our food and give thanks to our Holy Father in heaven. In Jesus' beautiful name, to remember him, because he did say, remember me, do this and remember me. So every time we eat, we give thanks and praise. We remember him. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of this monstrosity. This is completely diabolical. It's a completely diabolical and evil plan that has been set in motion by Satan. And I rebuke it in Jesus the Nazarene's name, our holy, holy King. And I give this up to him according to do with what he wants to do, according to his will. May our holy and wonderful King Jesus protect you all, and may he bless you all.